Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's doing well. Today we're going to be doing something slightly different. This is actually thanks to one of my friends in work who asked me to make a tutorial video on Crusader Kings 3 because I've put quite a couple of hours, quite a couple of hundred hours into this game. So, um, this is kind of a tutorial video for people who are going to be brand new to the game, or anybody that, like, there might be some tips in here that some people who play the game like would not have known before, or veterans and stuff like that. Because even like when I'm speaking to some of my other friends, they have absolutely no idea about some of the mechanics in the game that are hidden pretty well. So that actually give you bonuses that you could be taking advantage of, but you obviously don't know about them. But yeah, let's get right into it, guys. Right, guys. So once you get to this screen, normally my first thing I always love to do is just go straight over to the 867. I feel like the earlier start date is way better because a lot of the places are tribal, and I feel like tribal is like one of the best ways to learn the game because you don't have to worry about your money too much. It's more prestige and all that. But I will get into that right in a moment. So first thing you normally do is choose 867. And in my opinion, the easiest way to start the game as well is just go down here, play as any ruler, and you'll be able to create your own character that way. Right, guys, once you reach this screen, this is the world map. This is all the countries that you're able to play as, all the duchies, all the counties, and all that. Now, for this tutorial, guys, I'm going to go ahead and choose Estonia because that's one of my favorite ones. I just like how small it is, and I love to expand in this area and make friends with, like, the Norse is up here. Then you have Finland you can ally with. You've actually got Novigrad right here, who's a big issue. You've got Khazaria there. Poland can form, Lithuania can form. It's very cool to start. But let's go ahead and choose a county. I recommend for your first playthrough definitely to play as a county because you won't have to worry about vassals underneath you and all that. So let's go ahead and create your own ruler. Right, guys. Once you're on this screen, there's a couple of things to look out for. First of all, you can choose whatever sex you want. I'm gonna go male. You can keep. I normally keep the fate uh the way it is and the culture the way it is to start off. You can make experimental playthroughs in the future where play as like different fates and different cultures and try and mix it up a bit. But for the first one, this is a beginner's video, so we'll stick with the norm. I normally like to make my guy 18 because you put down, so you've a certain amount of customization points you can use here, guys. And obviously you want it to be as low as possible so you can get some traits and stuff. But I like to go with 18 years just to start because that's kind of when you start to be an adult. I mean, you start when you're 16, but 18 is kind of like where I just like it. Um, then you can choose whatever name you want. Dynasty, don't worry about that too much. You can customize it if you want. That's just your banner, and then your realm is the county or whatever you hold. Dynasty is your family. So your family has a banner, and then your realm, which is the county or your location, also has one, and that'll change depending on what you take over in the future. But starting now, weight doesn't matter too much. I wouldn't worry about that. But if you go too low, your guy will be you might get develop certain traits or certain I've never messed with it to be honest, but I think that if you go underweight, like there's an option to eat more and stuff, and I think you get debuffs if you're over or if you're underweight. So just be careful with that. But so the first thing I always see people not really understand or not know what to choose is the education, guys. And there's one way that I always narrow it down to make this easier. And this is what a lot of people don't know. If you come over to your culture, which mine is the Estonian one, you will see here the ethos says bellicose, right? Each culture in the game has an ethos or an ethos, whatever way you pronounce it. This one gives me prowess +2, men at arms recruitment cost -10%, men at arms maintenance 10% minus, and available mercenary companies. Available mercenary companies goes up by 50%. So a lot of people who just heard that, you know straight away where I'm going with this. That is a warmonger type of ethos. So there's all different ones. This one would be martial in my opinion, and well, it straight up is martial. You can use any other education if you want, but martial is the best suited for this because you're going to want to take advantage of the prowess and the men at arms recruitment costs and all that. I love to use this particular start as a way to be a tribal warmonger who I lead my own armies and I create my story that way. And then in the future, you might take over more land with different cultures, or if you might lose your land, so you can develop your playthrough depending on which way you want to go, but we'll ignore all that for now. So this one is perfect for martial, guys. You want to control your army in this one. So we're going to go martial down here. Now, there's different educations you can get. Each one gives you a different bonus. This one's 0, and that gives you the basic education. You'll get +2 martial, and you'll also get martial lifestyle experience. So if you choose down martial path in the future, which I'll show you how to do that, you will get more experience for being down that path, if that makes sense, or monthly or whatever. But yeah, if you go just increase, it'll slowly, gradually give you more bonuses, and then if you go with education level 5, which is 150 points, you get martial and stewardship bonuses. So you get 2 for 1. So if your character grows super, like, if you last super long and you grow old and all of a sudden you want to start going down stewardship, or if you want to mix the two of them, you can do so. But you also get huge bonuses for going for level 5. And that goes for every other education in the game, guys. So, sometimes it's good to go for level 5. However, it is not 100% necessary to do so at the start, because you could go level 1 even if you wanted to and just focus on traits. You could go level 1, and what you can do is depending on it, now you have to have a DLC for this, I believe. But as long as you have a DLC, you can go to an education university is the word. You can go to university and you can pretty much, like, get taught the higher skills. But sometimes it's better off to just choose it from the get-go, so that's what we're going to do. Let's choose Exalted Warlord. So that gives us martial +10, stewardship, army movement speed, which is great for when you're leading the army. You also get army siege weapon effectiveness, which is great for your army. And then you also get monthly stewardship and martial. Very, very good bonuses for somebody who wants to be a warmonger, or if you want to lead the armies and create your story that way, which is something that I've developed into loving doing. So you've done that. Now, you've noticed that it gives you martial +10, so all of a sudden our martial down here is good. So martial should be your main stat. Stewardship you can put up to average. I like to kind of just put everything else as average, just so my guy is well kind of balanced for whatever he meets. And if I want to go down another skill line in the future, at least I have a little bit of a head start on it. And if somebody challenges me or something like that, some pop-up comes up in the game too where I need learning, or if I need something that martial's not available, but there's 3 other options, at least the other ones are average, and I might have a better chance at beating my opponent in that skill check or whatever you want to call it. So I like to do that. But another thing you want to do too, guys, is increase your prowess straight away, because that is also about your individual skill to fight. But you can also read down the bottom there, each point of prowess gives a knight 100 damage and 10 toughness. So that's just great for again, your army and stuff. So definitely focus on that. Now, once you've done all that, guys, if, for example, if you went for 150, I have very limited points left. So now you can go into here, you can go into personality, choose whichever ones you want. You could go with, you have different options for personalities, of course, and these ones will impact your gameplay. Like, they'll show you different pop-ups and stuff and different things you can do that will have an impact on the story of your character. But there is certain ones that will benefit certain things too. So, for example, temperate here is very good for stewardship, gives you a small health boost, and courtly vassals don't like it. Now, if you read the description, I'll also tell you pretty much what your personality will be. Temperate is, according to his character, is best to enjoy things in moderation. Simple enough. But each one will have their own impact on your story, which I love. Now, you may notice that some of these are red and some of these are green. That is based on your fate. If it is red, it goes against your fate, and you would be sinful for having a trait like that. Whereas if it's green, it will be, it'll be praised. Like, you want to kind of have that trait for your fate, if that makes sense. That rhymed as well. But you can see this virtuous to the Estonian fate, which gives you opinion, piety, and zealot vassal opinion. So it's kind of good to go for those that are virtuous. Whereas if you don't, they don't like you, you lose piety, and you lose vassal opinion. So we'll go just, we'll go stubborn, and we'll go brave. And we'll also, just for this sake, guys, this down to 3. That would be fine. Now, other traits as well is full of just tons of different traits you can go for. Now, some of these you can unlock in the game. Like one of my favorite ones, for example, is whole of body, which you can get down a learning tree. But I think my favorite one to go for normally is athletic, because it's a trait that you have to develop it through a pop-up mostly. And if you get it, there's a huge chance that one of your children will get it too, because your character will have a pop-up like teaching them to go for a run and stuff. And look at it, it gives you prowess, health, boost, a small boost to health, and it also gives you stress loss plus 20%, which is huge, guys. That's massive. Let's use it. Right, now that we've done that, let's put this down a little bit. Let's put our marshal back up. Put that down a little bit. Right, that'll do. Okay, right. So I think I've gone through everything to start off with in terms of traits and everything. Again, guys, personality, you want to go for the green ones. Education, you should, in my opinion, base it off of your ethos. Each culture, again, will have a different ethos. Don't worry about fate, and don't worry about culture. We'll get into those in the future. But, guys, once you've saved your character, once you're ready to go, you can finalize. And let's begin.